A recent FBI investigation has uncovered a disturbing trend of illegal lion smuggling across U.S. states. Authorities were first alerted after a tip-off about exotic animals being transported in unmarked vehicles. This wasn't just a one-time occurrence. It turned out to be a part of a growing black market network. Big cats, including lions, were being shuffled across state lines under the guise of legal animal trade. Smugglers often used forged documents to pass inspections and avoid triggering suspicion from authorities. The most commonly targeted lions were cubs, especially those under 6 months old, due to their higher market value. Cubs are easier to transport and conceal, making them highly attractive to underground animal dealers. Investigators discovered hidden compartments in trailers, modified specifically to house sedated lion cubs. Some smugglers disguised their cargo as circus equipment or private zoo transfers to escape scrutiny. This illegal trade violates both state wildlife laws and federal regulations like the Lacey Act. The Lacey Act prohibits wildlife trade that's been illegally captured or sold across state lines. The FBI has been working with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to unravel the smuggling networks. So far, multiple arrests have been made, including exotic pet breeders and middlemen in multiple states. Texas, Florida, and Nevada have emerged as major hotspots for illegal lion transactions. These states have relatively lenient exotic animal ownership laws, which smugglers exploit as legal loopholes. Some smuggling routes extended from southern border states into the Midwest, avoiding heavily monitored checkpoints. Investigators tracked transactions using cryptocurrency, which smugglers use to obscure financial trails. Encrypted messaging apps were another tool frequently used for coordination and animal drop-off details. One intercepted message revealed plans to deliver 3 lion cubs to a private residence in rural Missouri. Undercover agents posed as buyers, helping authorities gather critical evidence and make real-time arrests. In one case, a lion cub was found malnourished and kept in a small dog crate for days. The animal was rescued and sent to a licensed wildlife sanctuary for rehabilitation and proper care. Illegal lion trafficking has ties to larger wildlife crime syndicates also involved in the tiger and leopard trade. Authorities believe this smuggling supports exotic pet collectors and unregulated roadside zoos in the U.S. These collectors pay tens of thousands of dollars for cubs, prioritizing rarity over animal welfare. In most cases, the lions are sold without veterinary checks or proper documentation of origin. Without vaccines or health screenings, these lions could spread dangerous zoonotic diseases. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has issued warnings about such disease transmission risks. Diseases like tuberculosis and toxoplasmosis have been found in trafficked lions before. The FBI is now urging citizens to report any suspicious activity involving exotic animals or unlicensed breeders. Some tips have already come from concerned neighbors who heard roars from residential properties. Lions are powerful predators and wholly unfit for private ownership, especially in suburban settings. Many trafficked lions end up living in poor conditions, with inadequate diets and constant stress. Animal welfare groups are now pushing for stricter exotic pet ownership laws nationwide. The Big Cat Public Safety Act, passed in 2022, has given law enforcement more tools to crack down. This act bans private ownership of big cats and limits public contact with cubs in most settings. Despite these measures, enforcement remains challenging without routine inspections and robust public cooperation. Smugglers are always adapting, switching states and modifying routes to stay ahead of detection. In one recent raid, agents found a cub hidden inside a storage locker in suburban Arizona. The animal had been sedated for hours, a dangerous and often fatal tactic used by traffickers. Improper use of tranquilizers can lead to seizures, organ failure, or death in young lions. Most of these lions never reach adulthood, dying from stress or neglect within their first year. The lucky few that are rescued face long roads to physical and psychological recovery. Sanctuaries report that rescued cubs often display signs of trauma, including aggression and extreme skittishness. Despite rescue efforts, sanctuaries are nearing capacity due to the increasing number of seized animals. Each rescued lion requires space, specialized diets, veterinary care, and long-term habitat management. This puts pressure on limited resources and complicates future rescue operations. Wildlife officials also note the ecological consequences of removing lions from their native habitats. Every lion taken from the wild disrupts ecosystems and reduces genetic diversity in native populations. Although some lions are bred in captivity, many are still illegally imported from African countries. These imported lions are often obtained through corrupt brokers and poachers operating in countries like South Africa. The FBI's investigation has international implications and could expose a global trafficking pipeline. Authorities are now collaborating with Interpol and other international agencies to identify overseas suppliers. Airports and shipping ports have become key checkpoints in stopping smuggled wildlife before it enters the country. Some traffickers hide cubs in luggage, cargo shipments, or animal crates labeled as domestic pets. Thermal imaging and scent-detecting dogs are now being deployed at checkpoints to find concealed animals. These high-tech tools are helping to catch smugglers who once operated with near impunity. The investigation has also prompted renewed discussions about the ethics of breeding lions in captivity. Animal rights groups argue that captive breeding often fuels demand rather than curbing poaching. There is growing consensus among experts that prevention must focus on demand reduction and public education. People often buy lions without understanding the lifelong commitment and dangers involved. Adult lions can consume over 15 pounds of meat daily and require vast enclosures and constant care. Many private owners eventually surrender them when reality outweighs the fantasy of owning a big cat. The FBI's findings have already led to changes in how states monitor and register exotic animal ownership. Some states are implementing digital databases to track licensed breeders and animal transfers. Others are proposing mandatory microchipping of all captive big cats to improve accountability. There's even discussion of requiring exotic animal insurance to discourage casual ownership. In addition to legal efforts, non-profit groups are launching awareness campaigns targeting social media platforms. Online videos glamorizing cub ownership are believed to be fueling interest in black market purchases. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok have been criticized for allowing big cat content without proper disclaimers. Several influencers have unknowingly promoted illegal ownership by showcasing exotic pets without context. This glamorization can mislead viewers, especially young audiences, into thinking lion ownership is acceptable. Lawmakers are calling for clearer regulations on animal content and influencer accountability. The broader goal is to shift cultural perceptions and make exotic pet ownership socially unacceptable. Meanwhile, the FBI continues its investigation, expanding its list of suspects and tracing financial transactions. Public involvement remains essential. Tips from everyday citizens have led to multiple successful raids. Every report, no matter how small, could help rescue a lion and prevent future trafficking. Authorities stress the importance of staying alert and informed about local wildlife laws and regulations. If you hear strange animal noises or see unfamiliar exotic pets, report them to your local wildlife agency. Together, communities and law enforcement can curb illegal lion smuggling and protect both animals and people. This story is still developing, and new information could emerge as more arrests are made. Stay tuned for updates as the FBI and its partners continue their nationwide crackdown. It's a stark reminder that wildlife crime isn't just happening overseas, it's in our own neighborhoods too. Preventing it begins with awareness, action, and holding traffickers accountable for the damage they cause.